Okay, now we're back. This is our background we just made by dragging, click and dragging one of these content files over on top of our blank 4x6. Next, let's make our header. I'm going to go here to the marquee tool. That's this little box. And I'm going to come outside of the frame. Well, I'm not using my rulers. Let's go back here now and view, and we're going to put the rulers in. Aha! And they're in pixels. Now, if we want to make this larger, you hold the control key down and hit the plus key, and it makes it larger, and the minus key makes it smaller. So we can make this a little larger, and we'll come over here like this, and we can look right at our pixels, and we see that we're 1200 pixels wide, so we know how wide we are. Anyway, we'll go to our marquee tool, and we're going to pick our header. Now, the way I'm moving this is if I hold the space bar down, I get the hand tool. And with the hand tool, when I'm in zoom mode, I can move it around so I can get to see what I want. So I'm going to put it just about like that. And we're going to go marquee tool. I'm going to come down here, and you can see I'm drawing a little thin line. And I'm going to bring it down here about what I want for my header. And I'm just going to enter it. And this is what we call the marching ants. So you get all the little marching ants going around. That shows that's a selection. That's the selection we've made of our background image. Now I'm going to go to image, and I'm going to go to crop. Now when I do this, it's going to crop this just to where we see that the piece we just had, which is our header, our strip that we're going to call our header. So the first thing I want to do now, because this is still called the background, see it here? It says background image. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the name of that. So I'm going to go File, Save As, and now instead of background, remember I'm going to go to JPEG. Instead of background, I'm going to call this header, G-A-D-E-R, header. I'm going to say Save, and it's going to come up with my options. I'm going to say Save again. So now this is now called the header. This is no longer the background, it is a header. So File, Save As, JPEG, header, save, yes. Okay, that's how you do it. So let's close our background. And we're going to go File, Open, and we want to open our header. And now we've got our header open. We're going to close our background file. I don't know why that's staying open. It wouldn't do that in Photoshop. Anyway, here's our header file. We want to be able to line up things, so we're going to use some guides. And if we go over to our ruler here and we hold down and click and we move, we're going to move a guide, and it's going to snap. See how it kind of snaps in there when you get close to the middle? That's the middle. We go to the top one and we can bring one down, and that's the center. That's the dead center of our print. So if we're doing strips, this is the right side of the print, this is the left side of the strip. So we know we're 600, so the middle of this left half would be at 300. So we'll bring a guide out to 300, like that, and we're going to bring one out here to 900. Now we have, this is going to be one strip, this is the other strip, and this is our center point. So we know how far we can go. Alright, so we're going to make our, this is our header. We're now going to go to the text tool and select the text tool. And as it selects and opens up, you're going to see that you can select a lot of different options within the text. This is your toolbar up here for the text tool. Right now we're in, this is where we check what font we would like, what type of a font, and this all depends on what you have in your computer. So let's just select one here. Playbill, that's always a good one. That's what they use on posters. So we'll change that to Playbill. My computer's doing some video editing in the background, so it's a little slow. So we're now on the Playbill. We're at 12 point. This is our color that our font is going to be. Well, I don't want it blue on blue, so I'm going to change this color. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to pick a contrasting color. And I can go to more colors and I can get any color in the rainbow that I want, anything within here. So something to show up against the blue. Let's pick a nice yellow. Nice bright yellow. Maybe something about like that. We're going to say OK. Now it's yellow. Now if I type with the text tool, and if I come here with the text tool, I'm going to come here with my text tool and click right on the middle there. Then up here it shows where your alignment is. Now you normally like when you type it's aligned to the left, but this time we want it aligned in the center. So I'm going to pick center text like that, and I'm going to put Chuck and Mary Jane. Add another line and go wedding. Okay, so that's going to be on our header, just like that. And we're going to bring that down just a little bit below center, or right on center. So now we have, if you look over here in your layers palette, you'll see we have Chuck and Mary Jane's wedding. This is a text layer with the T in it, because we're in the text tool. So what I need to do now is I need to duplicate this and put it on the other strip. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Layer, Duplicate Layer. And it's going to say, I'm going to say yes. And now it's going to give me a second layer, just like that one, but it's going to say Copy. So now what I have to do is I have to move that layer over here because it's right on top of it. So I'm going to go to my Move tool. I'm going to select this layer and highlight it, and then I'm going to move that layer over to the side, like that. Now if I want it to keep it straight when I move it, after I start to move it, if you hold the Shift key down, it will not allow you to go up or down. It'll make it go just completely straight. So now we have our header made. We simply hit Enter. And we will then go to Layer, and we're going to go to Flatten the Image. That's going to put everything on the one layer again, which is called our background layer, not to be confused with our background image. This is the background layer, and this is actually our header. So I'm going to go File, Save As. I want to make sure I call it my header, and I'm going to go Save. And do I want to replace it? Yes, I do. And I'm going to say OK. And that's it. That's how you make the header. My header is now made. We'll go back and we'll make the footer next.